All right, crude oil reaches a new rally high, but is now showing signs of weakness and the potential for a pullback or a more significant bearish reversal. But before we go further, a quick word from our sponsor. This video is brought to you by XNest, the world's largest retail broker, offering ultra-fast execution with no overnight fees. Find a link in the description below. This is Bruce for FXEmpire, taking a look at the daily chart for crude oil. So let's start with what's happening in a little bit of the bigger picture. We have this rising parallel trend channel created by taking this lower trend line, copying it, and attaching it to these highs here. It happens to also identify and confirm resistance. Not only at today's high, you could see today went just above the line. The line is an approximate area, but back here it hit almost exactly, and then here also. So it does seem to be recognizing that line as resistance along with this top trend line, long-term, very long-term trend line as resistance, and that is in the area of 161.8% projection of this ABCD pattern down here. But another thing that I pointed out today is the relationship with the sharp decline, because even though you get measured moves heading in the same direction, sometimes you get them relationship heading in opposite directions. And I think that's what we're seeing here, where we have a $17.25 decline from this initial swing high here before the sharp sell-off in early April. And then if we count this rally starting from this swing low here, today it hit 1703. So given that plus these other lines and so forth lining up, there's a potential for resistance and a decline, but more significantly, there's a potential bearish shooting star candlestick pattern, which provides a potential signal. So that means a drop below today's low, 74.02, triggers a one-day bearish reversal, and that could see follow-through on a bounce off this resistance. Once the bottom of a channel is hit, the potential is for the top side to be hit, and that is what's happened here. But once the top is hit, then there's the potential for the bottom to be hit. Now, that doesn't mean it's going straight down. It just means that there's downward pressure has increased in crude oil for now. That's how I would look at it and wait for a bearish signal. But even the bearish signal could take us down to this 200 moving average, which is the key potential support area now at 69.02. And you can, if we look back, you can see there was a breach of the 200 back here, the blue line, but it was specifically resistance here. And so far, the rally here is further above the 200 than we saw previously, and also back here previously as well. That is showing relative strength. All right, that is it for crude oil traders. Have a great Friday.